Hey RC crawlers. I've been running my little S&T Lada Niva on this Lego track, and it's okay, but it's not really realistic. And I had this thing already ordered, so let's take a look at this thing. It's made by LDARC. I'm gonna just call it LDARC. Four obstacles in here. Looks like they could be made of wood. Let's take a look here. Yeah, laser cut wood. Some instructions. All right. Nice. No extra tape you have to deal with. Oh, okay. So this is labeled D, C, B, A. And there's some elastics. Maybe that's what's used to keep them together. So something, a steel wire bridge. Granted, it's clearly made of wood, but the inspiration, I guess, would be a steel wire. Or a girder bridge, really. Alright. So you can just take your fingers here and tear them out of the laser cutting. It's not very pretty though. You know, you might want to use a hobby knife if you want it to be really pretty. But me, I don't really care. Everything has a part number on it in the instructions, and they also laser rastered all the part numbers on the actual parts. So it makes life very easy. Yeah, very cool. I'm not sure why there's two black lines there, but let's put this together, fast forward again. So, all in all, putting this little obstacle's okay, except this is a poorly designed system right here. They expect you to put the rubber band here, so it's a rubber band bridge. As to why they actually made this shape, it makes no sense. Like, why wouldn't they just have a cutout on this side with a tooth in it? So you just put the tooth in one side and stretch it across to the other. But because of this weird shape, you just saw me. It's been 5 minutes and I've been trying to get the other side in here, but the gap is so tight here. The rubber band doesn't want to go in there. And then the way they designed the bottom hole here, this hole should be right here and not have a piece of wood there. So it's poorly designed. It could have been designed so much easier. I don't know why they were doing it this way. Anyways, let me finish this off. So I have to pause on the second part, this bridge here. This is poorly designed again. These wood things are so tight. These little slots aren't big enough. And then look, for some reason, you see this piece here, it's a rectangle. Look what happened to this. It has a giant dog leg in it. So this is simply wrong, this design of this. It should be a rectangle. And then also, you'll see here, when I was tearing the wood apart, it took the whole chunk of wood out with it. So It's like these guys have never used a laser cutter before. It's just not a good design. So yeah, I can't get. It's really difficult to get this piece of wood in here. The slots need to be bigger. So this is putting a lot of stress on this wood, and it's gonna probably crack. And then this is the big one. I can't even get this in properly because I don't think it's the right size, right? It seems like this part here, I'm gonna have to shave off. So I'm gonna use these, I guess. It's not very pretty, but the thing is not very pretty to begin with. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of weird. It's still out of alignment. I don't know if the other side's gonna fit on there properly. It is interesting that they have the degrees here. And actually it's a different angle. I'm wondering if this is in the right location. I think it is, just based on the length of it. But maybe not. I wonder if these tabs look staggered. So maybe that's the reason. Well, let's try taking this out. See, it's so tight. I feel like it might break the wood. Man, this is just, look, see? So horribly designed product. These guys are idiots. You know, you'd think you test cut one of these pieces before you put it into a sellable product. There's also no indication on this thing what side is the steeper side, so it's experimentation. So it's not that one. It's not that one. Okay. It has to be this one. But it's not that one. It has to be... See, so here's another thing. It's neither of these. It's none of these pieces. I can't get these teeth into the grooves. Complete idiots, LDARC. You guys are a bunch of morons. You put something into sale that you can't even put together. This is like 5th grade education kind of stuff, right? You're trying to put in a rectangle into a hole that's not in the right location, right? That's not gonna work. This clearly isn't gonna work. So I gotta modify all this. Morons. So that should work. Now we gotta look at the other side. First we also gotta see if this will even fit. Again, look at the spacing. If this lines up here, now look here, it will not fit. Absolute morons. Unless I flip it on this side. No, again, it's not gonna fit when it's lined up here. Let me flip it so it's like this. Not gonna fit there. Last orientation, no. This is so crazy. It is 2023 and people are still designing stuff like as if they never even graduated high school. This piece is worthless. It would take a lot of modification to make this thing fit. Ah, boy. It's almost like I want to just clip out all 6 of the middle ones. I guess I'll start with these things here. Alright, so now this is also colliding with that ramp a little bit. Maybe it'll be okay. I essentially have to take some off the inside of both of these ends. I'm wondering if these are aligned. I don't think these are aligned evenly. This one and this one. I don't think the edges are aligned. So possibly, but that's not good. I'd be curious if these are even equal. Guess they are. This one looks like it'll fit here fine. Although again, very, very tight. I think it would be better if these things are loose and then people could use glue, if they wanted the thing to be rigid. But with this tightness, you saw me break it just trying to take it apart. Alright, so then it has to go this way. And definitely this tooth is in the wrong position. So I gotta take material off here. Alright, so that's in with some modification. This side will probably be the logical side to try to fit first. Maybe I didn't take off enough here. Man, really? So now look at these teeth. They're totally in the wrong position. So this is just so strange. Like, if you're gonna take the time to do this, you should write right and left if the teeth aren't in the right location. This is just a complete jigsaw puzzle with no instructions. Well, no real instructions that actually help you. So I think I can get this one in here. Okay, this one is questionable. That seems to work. Then this one. And then this one. So it's just these two. I gotta modify. I gotta take off chunks off of there. But again, it's so tight, I'm probably gonna break the wood removing this. Maybe I'll just have to do it in here. Okay. This video is so long now. Look at this, see? The things are not lining up. Alright, that's the second one. I'm going to do this all real time because I'm pretty sure the next one's going to have all sorts of problems that you should be aware of. An undulating road. Alright, now, this is... I would hope that this is idiot proof. I mean, this is so basic. They're all the same part numbers, so that's good. Getting them out is kind of a pain. There's only one piece of wood holding it on, but it's alright, so simple. These things just kind of go into these slots, and thankfully the slots actually line up. So these you're going to probably have to glue down. But I would recommend you test fit all of them, just based on the the last one and how messed up that is. Alright, so now here's the next issue. Can I actually get 5 of these pieces into this? Maybe, come on. Alright, so actually, that's nice and tight. So far, this is a well-designed one. Let's see, a little extra wood. You gotta chip that off. Alright, so that's good too. Last piece. Alright, so this one's nice. You can add some glue down here, you know, to keep it all together. I'll do that later. Alright, the last one is a balance seesaw bridge. Okay. So it's 3, 5, and 2, 5. So these two, and then D5, that goes in here. Very tight fit again. I think it's too tight. Well, I guess if it's just a one-time, you know, put it together thing, the tightness is good, but if you ever have to take it apart, there's a good chance you're gonna have to break it. See, it broke. I just heard it break trying to push this in. Yeah, unfortunately these grooves, the openings are just not big enough. Look at this. Yep, push it on evenly, or it's definitely going to break more than it already did. Okay. I see. So this is the pivot one, the inside here. Oh, I did that right. You want the one with the cutout on the inside, and then this goes on the outside. Okay, so this on the inside. Please, you see the wood's all torn up because it's so tight. Come on, get in there. Now it fell out. Okay. So now the seesaw thing has this go on. Now this one's actually not super tight, which is pleasant. So you might want to glue those, possibly, but they'll be trapped by this. I think there was a bottom piece I was supposed to put in. Yeah, it's probably not necessary. Yeah, might as well do it. So see here again. Yeah, I have a feeling though it might break it trying to take this apart. Yeah, we'll just have to leave it out. Okay, so that works okay. So, in summary, this was never tested before they put it out for sale. In particular, this one. I mean, what were they thinking with this? And then, as I mentioned repeatedly, the teeth in the openings are they're misaligned. The openings for these teeth are too tight, so you're going to break the wood just trying to force it together, and most likely if you ever try to take it apart. And then this thing, the rubber band hook is just poorly designed. They could have easily just had a cutout there and a cutout there, and then just you put the band around it instead of this weird shape that has to go through this opening here. So, yeah. All right, let me get the car out. Alright, let's test them out. I ended up putting the second set of rubber bands on here just to make it a little wider. This doesn't gravitate towards one side or the other, so you'll have to literally set it up, you know, to be in a position where it's down. Yeah, okay, well, that's pretty straightforward. I have this Neva at 70% throttle. I kind of feel like these undulations would be better if they actually touched each other, because you can see, you know, this is really small. And sure, you can go over it straight, but it would just be easier if there was no middle gap. Alright, anyways, let's hit this 45-degree approach. This thing can go hit a 50-degree angle, so it's fine. 45, 38 degrees. Ooh, too much. So you gotta go down that thing slow. Let's try this the other way. Alright, just for the speed. I'm going to set this up. It's weird that they wouldn't have the angle of approach on this slope. Or even on that ramp. You know, if they're going to put it on these two, why not just put it on all three? I'm shocked it just did that the first time. Completely shocked. Okay, so let me lower the camera height here. And that might be helpful as well. We can see this thing undulate. Okay. So, you know, this is a glass table, so these are going to move around. You can put some silicone glue on the bottom edges, and then that thing they won't move around. Part of me also wants to have them like interlock with each other, just have one continuous obstacle line, but maybe, I think, maybe that's asking too much. Amazing, I got that the second time. Okay, very cool. Let's see if we can make it up. I fell into a wheel ditch here. I'm not looking at this straight from behind, so it's kind of hard. I'm trying to balance it, but that would be a challenge, trying to actually make this balance. You gotta go back and then catch it, right? Nope. Alright. So all in all, I mean, 3 of them are great. This teeter-totter works fine. This thing is probably the best designed of them all. This thing was, you know, it could have been better. You know, again, it could have been so much easier to have the rubber bands just attached with 2 grooves there. But come on, I have to call him out on this. This is just so poorly designed. The thing's not matching up and everything. So LDRC, if you ever catch this video, if you want to send me a revised version of this thing, I'll be happy to review the revision, and then I'll delete this video. But since I bought this with my own money, and I don't want people wasting their money, you know, buying, you know, poorly designed things like this, I'm going to leave it up until, you know, it's corrected. I'm not going to buy another one. Okay, guys, well, it's, I think it's still kind of worth the money. I mean, it's not very pretty to look at, this thing all cracked and everything like that, but it still functions. I mean, these are rock crawling obstacles, so they don't have to look, you know, pristine. So I'm pretty happy I still have it. It just so much, it could have just been better. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next RC related video.